Good evening and welcome to Deakin Stadium, where it's the magic of the Cup. Australia Cup qualifying in the Hahn Australia Cup, round 4 here in the nation's capital. It's David versus Goliath, if you like. It's Capital League ANU making a visit to the home of Canberra, Croatia, last year's grand final winners. We're here because of our Australia Cup sponsors, Allstate Towing. Broken down or been in an accident? Give Allstate Towing a call, your 24/7 local trusted towing company. Electro Tinj, proudly supporting the Capital Football Australia Cup qualifying rounds. Deakin Club, the family-friendly football club. Kitro Excavations, for your excavation and earth-moving needs. Rhythm Snowsports, ignite the stoke. Canberra PC Repair, IT support when you need it most. LJ Hooker, for your real estate needs, contact Lukas at LJ Hooker. And Xela Constructions, commercial builders proudly supporting grassroots football. My name's Russ Gibbs, and joining me in commentary is Sam Watson. Sam, welcome to the commentary box here, and we're really looking forward to this one tonight. And you're here again. We did a cup game the other week, and well, it was good fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good fun. And if it's anything like that, it's going to be a great game today. And it's always exciting when it's a top-tier team against a lower-ranked team. The prospect of a cup set is kind of what the cup's all about, really.
We haven't seen a cup upset yet, have we? I mean, we didn't see one Tuesday night. Canberra Juventus 0, Ugali 3. Ugali, the first team through to the quarter-final stage of the local competition. They travelled 4.5 hours to get here. They won by 3-0. Joey Priest got the first. There was a goal for Danny Reid and one for Jace Dotson. 3-0 to Ugali. And then they drove 4.5 hours back again. So congratulations to Ugali. That is some effort.
Yeah, definitely. Especially given the travel to come away with such a commanding performance and progress into the final stages is very impressive, and for them to even stay up, it's really impressive. So hopefully they're only going to get better from here, and they're showing early signs of that as well, which is good.
Lots of cup football to come for you. Next Tuesday from Woden Park, I'll be at O'Connor Knights versus Gungahlin United. On Wednesday, White Eagles will play Brindabella Blues. That one's not streamed. On Thursday night, we will be streaming a game. Tuggeranong United versus Canberra Olympic from Canberra 2. The following Tuesday, there's a Mero Synthetic. We'll bring you that one live as well. But Belconnen play Queen City on the Wednesday. We're not at that one because we're at Tigers versus Majura, hoping for a cup upset there as well. Maybe unlikely as well. But Sam, cup football, as you just mentioned, anything can happen.
Yeah, it's so exciting, especially looking at that Majura game, one of the lower-ranked teams from the community leagues. And look, the prospect of them kind of getting one over an NPL team is very exciting and definitely worth tuning in for.
ANU, well, last year they finished second in the league table, 2 points behind the champions, Queanbeyan City. Didn't get promoted. They were actually surprised by Brindabella Blues in the final series. Were knocked out in the preliminary final at this very venue. They'll want to go one better. They're always a tough nut to crack, aren't they, ANU? And when you talk about CPL teams and sides that always give teams a tough run, ANU are one of them.
Yeah, I mean, they were only 2 points off first place in the league as well. So definitely a team that are on the brink, you feel, of maybe making the step up to the NPL. And even if you're looking back to the preliminary final, they conceded 122nd minute equaliser. So very close to potentially winning the grand final as well. So yeah, really dangerous team.
Yeah, Ollie Vitchin's bagged an equaliser for Brindabella Blues. These two last met in the 2019 semi-final of the competition. Canberra FC hugely favoured to win that one, did so 2-1 in extra time, courtesy of a screamer from Daniel Colbertaldo. Rory Peterkin has scored for ANU. Brad Waters for Croatia. Brad Waters then went on to become an assistant coach at this venue. ANU had a chance 5 minutes or so before full time to win that game, if I remember rightly, from a penalty up at Hawker Football Centre. They missed it, and Canberra Croatia made them pay, but they made them work so hard that evening. A different time, of course, 6 years ago now. That one was a long time. If they can push them as hard tonight, I think Tom Crossley will be very happy.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any players kind of that have stayed on from that, they could take inspiration from a performance like that. As you mentioned, ANU, really difficult opposition to come up against. Similar kind of, I guess, standing for Canberra Croatia. So we could see a similar game here. I really hope so.
Yeah, that's got to remember that there's a lot of players out here that haven't played football for a while in a competitive match, of course. And there's two debutants in the Canberra Croatia side for this season. Marko Jadric is back in the team, as is Niki Jadric, who will play in midfield. But the most intriguing return is that of veteran Matt Gudabisher. 257 NPL games to his credit. He's been out for a fairly long time through a hefty suspension, but he's back, and we will see him. He's been over, I think it's almost been 18 months since he last kicked a ball in competitive anger. I spoke to him beforehand in the clubhouse. He is champing at the bit to get out there. I mean, that's some person to bring back in, isn't it? 257 NPL games.
Yeah, that's massive. What a return. And look, the squad was already good, and they won the grand final last season, and bringing back a player like that, I mean, who can stop them really basing it on that kind of player to have in the squad?
Well, they've lost a few. They've lost Daniel Barac and Michael Piccolo, amongst others, over to Monero Panthers. They've gained a few. There's a couple not playing tonight. Jason Ugrinic, who last played a game in 2023. This is the preliminary final, semi-final. One of them, it might be the preliminary final. He's been out with a knee injury since then. He should be back in a couple of weeks. Ryan Keir is out for a couple of weeks with an ankle injury. And Max Green is here, the Gungahlin United centre forward, formerly of Gungahlin United, now officially made the switch to Canberra, Croatia, having scored in the Charity Shield for the Gunners. He will now line up in red, and he was here tonight, not registered in time to play in this match, but a great pickup.
Yeah, what a signing that is. The return of Max Green. It's going to be massive for them.
And he will look to find the goals that were provided by Daniel Barac, who's not here. It's a new look front line for Canberra, Croatia today. We'll have a look at that in just a moment. It's worth noting that Canberra, Croatia have lost just once in their last 6 competitive games. A 2-1 loss to O'Connor Knight in round 19 last season. ANU have reached the quarter-finals of the Australia Cup qualifying competition 4 times. They moved into the semi-finals once back in 2019, that game against Canberra, Croatia that we mentioned. Croatia themselves, well, they've won the Australian Cup qualifying competition twice, 2018 and 2023. They were runners-up in that 2019 edition. In 10 qualifying attempts, Croatia have only ever been knocked out of this stage of the competition twice, 2015 and 2022. All the omens, all the statistical figures, if you like, Sam, point towards a Canberra Croatia victory.
They do. When you base it off that, such a massive club and such a great history in this competition. So, yeah, you'd have to say they are the favourites for this and potentially the entire tournament.
But on a beautiful evening here at Deakin Stadium, there's a breeze across the ground, pretty much blowing in our faces, but it's not noticeable at ground level, is it?
No, it's looking really nice, the conditions down there. Perfect time of day as well to play football, aside from the sun potentially being in the players' eyes. But, yeah, nice setting for an exciting cup game.
Yeah, interesting to see how long that sun does last in the goal to our right. If Josh just swings the camera to his right a little bit, you'll see the goal is bathed in sunshine there. That might be an issue for whoever's in goal at that end for the first half. That'll obviously go by about half-time, I would think, as the shadows lengthen across Deakin Stadium. The referees are coming out of the changing room. We're going to be a bit late for kickoff again. I mean, we're used to this, aren't we?
Unacceptable.
Well, let's have a look at the two teams then, Sam, starting with Canberra Croatia. Dino Grinic's first competitive lineup of the season sees Sam Brown in goal. Back four seats David Cecilio on the right, Riley Souza on the left, Matt Gerbischer partnering Jack Parajic Cullen in central defence. There's two holding in midfield, we're told, in front, Niki Jadric and Keegan Vucicic, which allows Daniel Colbertaldo to run free in front of them. Thomas James on the right, Marko Jadric on the left, and Daniel Sparrow playing as perhaps a false 9 we'd expect. The bench, they've got 5. They're allowed to name 6, but one's had to pull out. Nick Pradashina, Nicholas Subasic, Andy Rakic Jr., not Andy Rakic Sr., the coach, Daniel Subasic and Jason Matesha. So quite a strong team, and a false 9 perhaps for Daniel Sparrow. Yeah,
it's an interesting lineup, and given the absentees, yeah, maybe a bit of reshuffling. I've seen a few players as well in the squad from the 23s last season that actually went on to win the grand final. I was here for that game, so it just kind of shows the depth in the entire squad, in the entire club, really, that they have.
And you look to play a 4-2-3-1 under Tom Crosley, it would seem. Bradley Yeomans in goal. Louis Ryan and Alex F. Capidis are the defending fullbacks. Ethan Tudhope and Monty Grace will be the central defenders. Nicholas Hope and Julian Korbetitz will be the midfield duo. Then up front on the right, Jack Gibson. On the left, Max Bottle, Ethan Krug in the middle, and in front of them, big Alistair Moore. So an interesting lineup for ANU. We'll see how they cope with that. And keep an eye out for Jack Gibson, their top goal scorer last season. On the bench, Jacob Hart, Max Rawlinson, Lewis Dobbin, Andre Oliveira, Zach Chadwick, and Ashley Collins, the sub-keeper. That's your lineup. The referee is Gareth Biggs. Tom Love and Lachlan Lee Chang will be the assistants. Tom Love on this near side, Lachlan Lee Chang on the far. That's the cast list. Interesting lineups in ANU. They've got some quality there, though, as well. Nicholas Hope is a super footballer. Monty Grace has been linked with numerous moves and has never left ANU. They really want him, the clubs. I know Tugger are winning hard for him. Great footballer as well. Max Mottle's got that X factor, and Jack Gibson is express pace as well. So they've got plenty. Yeah,
it's still a strong lineup for ANU, which is good. They look like they've retained some key figures from last season. I mean, look no further than Jack Gibson. 18 goals last season. Doesn't get much better than that, really.
Yeah, that was in the league, wasn't it? He got a couple in the cup to add to that too, which was pretty impressive for him as well. He also scored a few in the reserves. He backed up and played a couple as well. Yeah, he's that kind of play. You'll see him here in the way, number 17. closest to your camera in blue as the match gets underway. Canberra Croatia in the red. First touch for Matt Gerbischer, attacking the goal to our right. He's wearing the captain's armband tonight, Matty Gerbischer. Told me he wasn't going to be the skipper this year, but he is the most experienced of those out there. Keegan Vucetic played 49 NPL games. The match against O'Connor will likely be his 50th if he's selected. Defensive work done by Louis Ryan. Riley Souza, Paraj Cullen, back to Sam Brown. It's important in these games for the senior side, in this respect, of talking about the meritocracy of league rather than age, to get off to an early start and a goal perhaps to dampen the spirits.
Yeah, you think like if it stays 0-0, the longer the game's on, might get a little bit nervy. The frustration could be creeping in as well for them who, yeah, Croatia heading into this game as the favourites. So that could be kind of the game plan for ANU potentially, to kind of frustrate them early on.
And they've got some height, ANU, that might cause problems on the set piece or two that they might get. Here's Ethan Krug. Back to Ethan Tudehope. And Bradley Yeomans will be hoping for a quiet night tonight. Probably not going to get one, you wouldn't think.
Don't think so, unfortunately.
Tudehope goes forward looking for Gibson. Challenge one's from Paraj Cullen and spread wide from Vucetic for Souza. They've got high hopes for Riley Souza. 3 starts last season, 6 times off the bench in the Premier League. Got a bit of ability about him. Here's Marko Jadric. And the delivery from Souza, and it's dipping, and it's found its way over Yeomans. It was a skewed cross from Riley Souza, but Canberra Croatia get themselves a slice of cup fortune, and it's only taken them about 95 seconds.
Well, we were saying for ANU, they've got to kind of keep Croatia out early, but what a way to start their season. What a goal from Riley Souza. We were just saying 3 games last season. Well, that's how to kind of get your name in the good books and potentially push for more appearances in the coming season. What a start for Croatia.
An element of fortune, you think, about the finish from Riley Souza. He won't care, and neither will Canberra Croatia. And just what you did not need if you're an ANU player, official or supporter. The home side off to a flyer.
I couldn't imagine a more unfortunate start. So Souza, as he hit it, kind of didn't really celebrate. Kind of a bit of shock potentially. But yeah, a crazy goal.
Thomas James, his first involvement. Cecilia's made the run forward. Switch of play, looking for Marko Jadric. Looking sprightly. Canberra Croatia. Vucetic in field. Return of both Jadric, Nicky and Marko. Marko's played 16 NPL games. Nicky Jadric has never played a senior NPL match in Canberra. He will certainly change that this season. Mentioned players that have played matches. Keegan Vucetic, 49 NPL games. Daniel Subasic on the bench, 149 to his name. So with a bit of luck, he will be able to bring up 150 at some stage.
It's a good kind of mix of youth and experience, this Croatia side. It's shaping up quite nicely.
Defeat is not alien to ANU, but they have only lost once in their last dozen competitive games. That was a qualifying loss to Queanbeyan City last year. And they went down, because the Brindabella Blues game is technically a draw, because they lost on penalties. Korpatic, Gibson, looking for a response. Krug rather, to send it in. Brown, well, almost lost it in the breeze and the sunshine.
Yeah, 2 factors that make it very difficult for a goalkeeper. He's got the cap on as well, so that's an indication of how difficult it is to see.
Cecilia looking for Sparrow down the middle, and he's determined to get there, and he has. Daniel Sparrow. Not much in the way of support at the moment. Colbertaldo's short. James had made the run past him. Colbertaldo happy to keep possession. It's Gerbischer. Sweeping ball out to this near side to the goal scorer, Souza. And he brings Marko Jadric into it, and they're on the move again. It's Thomas James into the middle. And ANU survived that latest raid. They're getting a lot of joy down here with Riley Souza.
They are, and they've been hitting some really nice diagonal balls as well. Passes have been finding their teammates, so really promising and kind of crisp start to the game from Croatia on the ball.
Parach Cullen. His brother's doing all right for himself at the moment, isn't he?
I was going to say the name does sound familiar.
Goalkeeper Dylan called up to the Joeys and played in that tournament they've just had.
Yeah, the champions of the A-League's #1 goalkeeper as well. Not too bad.
Nicky Aldrich couldn't quite find a way through. Ryan Krug. Bit of keep ball for ANU. Not for long though. Ryan under pressure. Efkapidis was trying to send that forward. Space for Ethan Krug. Closed down pretty quickly though. And one back by Vucetic. And again, Marko Jadric has half a yard. Opportunity to try and tee something up. Cole Bataldo will exchange with Vucetic. Didn't quite come off. And here goes Max Mottel. And that'll be a free kick and a bit of a respite for ANU, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, they've to their credit, they've shown signs of kind of wanting to play. They haven't been sat too deep. They're pushing numbers forward, looking to try and put those passes together. Hasn't come off yet, but the intent's there.
Well, there's no use dying wanting out there, is there? They have scored in all but one of their last 22 competitive games they've played. They scored in every game last season, bar 2. So they do know where the net is. They will hope to at least find one, get themselves back into this contest. Go Bishop. Parach Cullen, lots of space for him. We walked across the pitch to get where we are, and it was like a carpet, wasn't it? It was very nice.
Very nice.
Expected to be at this stage of the season at this venue.
Yeah, ANU have just, in the last few minutes, kind of made the game a bit more scrappy, which is kind of what you want to see, kind of reduce those opportunities for Croatia to get on the ball and be comfortable.
Monty Grace. Going to keep a bit of possession. Shoot Hope. Wants the more direct approach. Ryan up from fullback. Won't keep that in though. Crowd building still. People coming in after work. Fair few on this near side, of course. Vucetic. Cobataldo finds Sparrow. Thomas James has made an intelligent run out to that right wing, and he's got a chance to have a run here. Efkapidis. And Cecilia's bursting up from fullback, and they'll win another corner. And both fullbacks getting forward.
Yeah, they look very dangerous from either side. It's a difficult game at the moment for ANU. What a ball that was from Sparrow as well, kind of facing away from goal. Pulled it back, and what a touch from James. Because the player hasn't really been on the ball too much, but such a dangerous player for them to consider.
Thomas James, 81 NPL goals. He only got 1 last season. It was very lean for him. That's a good-looking ball in. Cole Bataldo on the far post. Couldn't make it count. 112 NPL games, Thomas James, 81 goals in 15 matches last year, 11 starts, only managed 1. Not his usual free-scoring self.
Yeah, if you look at his performance in that grand final, though, that was kind of him in a nutshell, turning up in the big moments for Croatia.
Might have scored, man. He created a lot.
He did, he did.
Looking sharp at the start of this season. Came off Nicky Aldrich. Souza under pressure from Gibson. Kopetits has got there first. Hope. Mottel. Croatia back in numbers. Krug. They've worked that nicely for Tude Hope.
Yeah, it's good football. Croatia sat pretty deep at the moment. Happy to let them have the ball.
Tommy Crossy football sides usually do play good football, don't they? They will create chances without a doubt. Whether they can take them. Ryan. Kopetits. Nicholas Hope was trying to move it and he couldn't. And here's Vucetic. And Thomas James has got Daniel Sparrow ahead of him. And they can't quite return the ball back. And whacked clear by Alex Efkapidis.
It's a big opportunity that's gone begging. That's the danger, I guess. ANU pushing up the field with the ball leaves that space in behind for players like James, and they don't want to really let him have that much time and space, but unable to put the passes together.
Often only needs half a yard, doesn't he? So all that space, he'd be loving it.
Maybe a sign of early in the season as well. Still building that kind of sharpness and chemistry.
Yeah, the pass didn't really help Daniel Sparrow. Didn't have enough weight on it for him to go charging on through. Speaking of charging on through, Marko Jadric penalised. Haven't seen these match balls before. They must be the new cup ones. Didn't notice them.
They're quite nice.
Didn't notice them down at Cornwall. That elevation is slightly higher here, though, isn't it?
It is. A lot easier to see.
Grace sends it forward. Dangerous one. Stretch from Matty Gerbischer to send it back to Sam Brown.
Yeah, important touch just then from Gerbischer. You think set pieces might be important for ANU? They're on the basis of the opening start to the game, not creating too many chances, but yeah, just that one there caused a bit of chaos in the box. Important touch from Gerbischer.
Well, as I mentioned their height earlier as well, Sam, if they can get a corner or a set piece close to goal, I mean, you've got people like Monty Grace, Nicholas Hope in there as well, who's pretty tall, Alistair Moore, who is a tall figure as well. He was going to start as a 9. He's now playing at the moment on this right side. He swapped with Jack Gibson. Plenty of height to cause issues.
Yeah, definitely. Very noticeable now that you bring it up.
Should have added Ethan Tudop into that mix as well. He's not small. There might be some work to be done from set pieces for Canberra Croatia. In order to take advantage of that, of course, the university side need to get something in the final third. And that's not helping by Ethan Krug overhit.
Yeah, they've grown into the game a little bit more, ANU showing some signs of life.
Niki Jadric, Sparrow, Vucetic, beautifully worked, and Marko Jadric is onside here. Sparrow's continuing his run into the middle. That's where it's gone from Jadric. Just a bit too far ahead of him. Vucetic might fancy this. Charged down by Korpetic. And Mottle can bring it away.
Yeah, that's the quality of the champions. That bit of interplay to get past the kind of ANU block in that middle.
Nicely done by Mottle. There's 3 against 3 here for the moment. Al Moore looking to send it in. Parach Cullen with a header. Lovely turn from Marko Jadric. You have a look at the way they're playing at the moment. Of course, NPL football will be a bit different. But look at the breaks they're making, and you're wondering, oh, if Max Green's in the pointy end of some of these, he's got sheer gas as well.
Yeah.
You could see why they were welcoming him into the fold.
Yeah, massive signing. Especially given the absence of Daniel Barrach, and has Atia Waraga left as well?
Yeah, he's up at MacArthur.
Yeah.
Here's a chance for James to send it across, and Sparrow's in the middle and makes it 2. Daniel Sparrow, who does know where the net is as well, and Canberra Croatia, well, they've already got 1 foot in the next round at the moment. They are in cruise control, 14 minutes in, 2 to the good.
Yeah, every single time they come forward, they look dangerous, and clinical play there again. Great ball from James and a quality finish from Sparrow, who's been threatening to score and has deserved 2-0 lead for them.
The kind of player that can play anywhere on the park, Daniel Sparrow, but deployed as the pointy end at the number 9 today and finding the score sheet. Scored 3 times in the league last season, off and running in the cup. And just what Dina Greenwich and his coaching staff would have wanted, a 2-goal cushion.
Yeah, not easy at all to be a utility player, but still have those kind of striker instincts in the box, and that's what he showed there. Really impressive from Daniel Sparrow.
I mean, the ability to make that lung-bursting run and just go, well, I'll go and I'll go. He's made 3 or 4 of them already.
He has.
Hasn't had his reward, and now he does. And we were just talking about Max Green. Well, he's got to get in the side first.
He does. If he's going to finish like that and make runs like that, it'll be difficult.
Perfect start for Canberra Croatia.
Yeah, interesting how ANU have kind of had the more possession in the game. You'd expect, I guess, Croatia as the NPL side to kind of dominate in that respect, but they're happy to sit back and hit on the counter-attack, and it's working for them so far.
Parach Cullen to tidy up. Last season, of course, Canberra Croatia would have sat there and watched the noisy neighbours representing Canberra and doing so with pride against MacArthur. It's a good ball into the middle. A chance here for Efkapides up from the back. And they watch Canberra O'Connor Knights lead against MacArthur, who went on to win the cup. And whilst they would have been happy for Canberra, it would have burnt them a bit, I'm sure. It was O'Connor Knights on the big stage and not themselves.
Yeah, they don't need more fuel than that to kind of push for the trophy this season. They want to be that club every single season.
I had the opportunity to travel with them on their last foray against Mount Druitt Town Rangers up in Sydney. They've beaten on the Knights. They were in the game for quite a long spell. Stephen Dominici equalised at 1-1. Ended up 3-1 to the home side. Still a sense of unfinished business for Canberra Croatia. It is a younger looking side this year as well, and there has been some changes to the outlook of the club. And whilst they'll expect to be there or thereabouts, I think there's a sense of realism amongst some of the board members here as well. It might be a bit of a transitional year for them. Doesn't look like it at the moment, does it?
No.
Here's Louis Ryan. I mean, everybody underplays their talk this time of year, don't they?
Yeah,
they don't want to be standing up going, we're going to win everything.
It's true, it's true. You don't want to put too much pressure on the team.
You look around those NPL sides that are in there this year, and there's so much quality. It's so hard to pick who's going to do well. Same at CPL level, and you will expect to be there or thereabouts, but there's plenty in that division standing in their way. Gerbischer in with Gibson. Mottle steps away from the skipper, who then caught him in the follow-up. And this free kick is in a dangerous position. They've got some players that might fancy this. Jack Gibson, Max Mottle himself.
Yeah,
might be a test for Sam Brown.
It will be, and even if that free kick wasn't given, I think they were in on goal there, ANU, so a bit of encouragement for them. First real foray into the box with a meaningful attempt on goal.
Gibson is over it, it looks like. Been entrusted. Max Mottle's walked away. 3 in the wall. Sam Brown lining it up. Gibson fancies this, and ANU could do with a shot in the arm here. It's going to be Jack Gibson, and it will test Brown, but straight down his throat. Not enough pace.
Nah, difficult one. A bit too central for the, I think it was the left foot of Gibson. Yeah, comfortable save in the end for Brown. Needed more power, as you said. Needed to be more in the corner.
Shot on target, though, for those of you that keep those kind of statistics. If Kapidis hope. They've actually had more of the ball since going 2-0 down. That was a tough one for Ryan, wasn't it? He couldn't keep it in.
Yeah, the wind, that breeze didn't really help. Kind of picked up just as he hit that long ball.
Praj Cullen. Croatia lost 3 times at home last season. Twice to Gungahlin, once to the Knights. Including in its former guise as the Federation Cup, Croatia have actually won this trophy 19 times. That's 9 more than second place Gungahlin Juventus. They are the pinnacle in terms of trophy wins of most competitions in Canberra.
Yeah, when they won it, I think in 2023, Dina Greenwich said it's the premier trophy to win in Canberra. So it definitely means a lot to the club. And that shows why.
Got themselves 2 goals already this evening. And this is what we mentioned prior to kickoff, Sam, from Croatia's point of view. Getting a couple of early goals has really settled the nerves for them as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely has. Really good way to start the game.
Colbertaldo. Nicky Aldrich finds Vucicic. Space out to that right again where Thomas James is rampaging. Running at Efkapides again and skipping past the fullback. Looking for support. The dink ball in was Vucicic. Couldn't quite get on the end of it. And you dodged one there, but it's going to come straight back again.
Yeah, looks like Efkapides is going to have a really long night up against Thomas James on that right-hand side. He's growing more into the game. Every time he goes forward, it looks dangerous.
Colbertaldo. There goes James again. He's broken the offside trap. Angles acute, and the crossbar is rattled. Thomas James almost made it 3. Super hit.
Yeah, big opportunity for Croatia. He's taken that one a bit too high, I think, in the end. Put a bit too much power on it, but that's the danger as well. You feel like he'll get more chances on the basis of the last few minutes.
Yeah, Alex Excavations on that left-hand side won't be the first or the last. It's been given a bit of a torrid time by Thomas James.
No. Just the movement as well. Kind of in a split second he was away. Really well read as well by his Croatia teammate.
Krug's touch. Gudabisha tidies up the pieces. James, who looks in the mood. And they spread it wide again, and Marko Jadric has got acres of room again. 3 arriving. Souza. Tom Crossley needs to have a look at this setup because the fullbacks are getting pulled all over the place here and sucked in midfield. And look at the space that's been left on the flanks.
It's essentially 2 players back for Croatia at the moment. They're pumping everyone forward. Zuzat and Jadric have been as high as each other for much of the attacking chances for Croatia.
As a Cecilia on the far side. James coming inside to cause mischief. Space for Cecilia now. Sparrow was the target, and Sparrow forces a save from Yeomans, who clutches it at the second attempt with Colbertaldo lurking.
Yeah, he's done well to save that one. I think it looked to have gone through a crowd as well on the second attempt. Grabs the ball with Colbertaldo running in on goal. Great play again. Good find from Cecilia. Great control from Sparrow to kill the ball dead, and really great hit as well, low and hard.
Midway through. Gudbisha, midway through the first half. Niki Jadric, James, Vucetic. Good interception by Biggs there, the referee.
Great block.
Play on as it's Canberra Croatia's ball. Here's Marko Jadric once more into that pocket. And finding the on-rushing Sparrow. And there's Vucetic. It's loose. It should be 3. It's not. That's a miraculous stop from Yeomans to deny Colbertaldo.
Wow, what a save from Yeomans. If the last one was good, that was heaps better.
Here's Sparrow, charged it down again. Relentless at the moment from those in red. Cecilia, Colbertaldo, great back heel. Vucetic, deflected and just past the post. And Canberra Croatia are running rampant.
Well, this is a really quality Croatia side. It's chance after chance, and it's all credit to how well they're playing at the moment. And a big chance again for Vucetic, who's got in a good few areas in the last few moments.
Just to take a moment, though, to admire the save from Yeomans.
Yeah.
Colbertaldo must have thought he was making it 3.
Yeah, unbelievable. From that range as well, to react and stretch out that arm. Massive save.
Brilliant from the goalkeeper, who has had his work cut out. James with the latest in a string of set pieces. Deep one towards the far post. It held up in the wind. Niki Jadric, and the hit was wide from Marko Jadric. As you mentioned, Sam, chance after chance at the moment.
Yeah, there's another one as well. Great hit from Jadric. I feel like he's potentially getting closer to a goal as well.
I think what will please Dina Greenwich, other than the fact it's 2-0 and it could be 4 or 5 at the moment, is the way they're playing. The movement's excellent, isn't it?
It's a really exciting start for the season. We spoke about them not having high expectations. You'd forgive them for kind of upping their expectations after this performance.
I'm sure they've got high expectations. Yeah. They just don't want to tell us.
Yes.
Thomas James tiptoeing his way through. Chewed Hope with the tackle, rather.
Yeah, good tackle.
Could tell it's another season at Deakin Stadium as the smell of the Kranskis waft across the ground. Souza offside here against Sparrow. They were very hospitable to us over there, weren't they?
They were very, very much appreciated.
First Kransky, you could keep a note of how many you get this season.
Oh, that'd be good.
I'm sure there'll be a few more heading your way.
Oh, that would be very nice. I really appreciate it. It's so nice.
Jude Hope, Monty Grace. Louis Ryan. Chance to clip it down the line. Mottle wanted it, couldn't quite take it in his stride, but will keep going here. Sam Brown, usually an option. Nicky Yardrich, neat and tidy in that role, and he's invited Cecilia 4 up in front of him. Marco Yardrich having switched flanks. Communication slightly awry.
Look how much space in behind there is. If they can get those passes right, there's about 3 players back for Croatia. Plenty of room for ANU, but it's just a matter of getting the ball off Croatia, which is pretty difficult at the moment.
When they do, it comes back relatively quickly.
It does.
Should point out right about now that this is your arch nemesis, isn't it? Come back to that in a second. Here's Thomas James looking to skip past and get in. And Yeomans takes it off his toes. You being a UC Pumas Stars? UC Stars, is that what they're now?
Yeah,
Stars.
Yeah, maybe I'm not allowed to commentate ANU games because of their fierce rivalry.
It is uni games. Black Mountain Challenge, is that what they call it? The ANU UC rivalry, yeah. Black Mountain Challenge. They have the sports every year if you go to UC.
Okay.
Get involved, mate.
Oh, I apologise.
You're too busy studying, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Studying is so hard.
Yeah. And they have a challenge across all sports between UC and ANU once a year, I believe.
Do they have onion football?
Well, I mean, we were talking onion football beforehand. Maybe they should.
I think they should.
If everyone wants to know what onion football is, feel free to ask us afterwards. Go waiting for the lights to come on as the darkness deepens and the evening ticks on here at Deakin Stadium. Last action this football ground saw was a Young Matildas International against Thailand a few weeks back. James has it back again. Cole Bataldo. Nicky Yardrich. Didn't quite come off there. For ANU. What do they need to do, Sam? We're 27 minutes or 28 minutes into the contest, 2-0 down. It's they had a spell, didn't they, when they went 2-0, but every time they commit players, they leave themselves open to a counter, and as you astutely observed, 4 up most of the time.
Yeah,
Canberra Croatia.
It's very difficult so far. It's less of the fact that they've been poor, it's just Croatia have just been so good today.
Here they go again. Cole Bataldo, he's got Sparrow one side, he's got Yardrich the other. And Yardrich was looking to give Sparrow a tap in. They maybe overcooked the goose on that occasion.
I think so. They can afford to at this stage in the game. But ANU have had a few moments defensively where they've shown good desperation to shut down the opportunities. Nothing really going forward. That would be, yeah, potentially looking to get into those gaps that Croatia leave.
Vucetic. James. Slowed his run down there, Thomas James, for a moment.
He did.
When players do that, you wonder, have they tweaked something? Or he was just conserving some energy. Dip towards the far post from Vucetic, and he's the second Croatia player to hit the crossbar. And whereas Riley Souza's might have been a shank, that was very much aimed for Sparrow. Vucetic again. Cecilia won't quite keep that in. Super effort from Keegan Vucetic.
Wow, what an effort. We saw one of his shots earlier shut down from close range, and what an effort that was. Curling it over the goalkeeper. If that one dipped in, that would have been one of the goals of the season already.
Keegan Vucetic played 21 league games last year, 16 starts, 5 off the bench. Scored 6 goals. In his previous 28 NPL appearances, he'd only managed 1 goal.
Oh, wow.
Prior to that. So last season was a real breakthrough for him in terms of goal scoring.
Yeah, he's looking really confident as well. You can kind of tell he's in a good place.
He's really made himself at home here in this Canberra Croatia side. When he signed, there was a few wondering whether he would be able to force his way into the team. Well, he's become a mainstay now. Free kick here, very much in Thomas James territory. He's got options, of course. Could lift this to the far post.
It's a difficult angle for the right foot.
Sneaky bend around the wall maybe from James. From this kind of range, he's going to lift it instead. And it was met by Vucetic, who ghosted in. In my pre-match chat with Matt Goodricher over in the VIP room, I did ask him if he was going to get up for set pieces. He said not anymore. Said he was fed up. Every time he seemed to go up a couple of seasons ago when he was last playing, he'd go front post, ball would go far post, he'd go far post, ball would go front post, and then he was left chasing shadows as he was trying to run back and help out defensively. So
fair enough.
Yeah, discretion is the better part of valour on that occasion, I think. Sparrow, the wind causing problems, but that's well defended by Efkapidis. Coped with the presence of Thomas James and the swirling ball. Krug, nowhere to go. Sparrow snapping at his heels.
They've done really well to play out of that situation, to be fair. They've done it a few times, ANU.
James. Here's Marco Yardrich. Flag stays down. Colbertaldo. Back for Souza. Good angle on that one. The flag goes up this time. Must be horrible playing in midfield, and then you hear this, the thundering boots of Daniel Sparrow. Like an angry terrier snapping around your ankles.
Yeah, I was just thinking that when he flew into that other tackle. Krug did really well to hold on to the ball, but he was absolutely charged at.
How about that for a pass? I think Thomas James is going to be offside, and he knew he was going to be.
Yeah.
And Nicky Yardrich with the outside of the boot.
Yeah. They're enjoying this now. You can kind of see they're playing some really nice football. Look really confident as well.
But just about on your point, and Sparrow is such a wholehearted player. He always gives 100%, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't know how to play any other way.
Yeah, exactly the type of player you want in your team. Especially given how much of a utility he is.
And has got himself on the score sheet tonight. The second Canberra Croatia goal. Come after about 14 minutes of play. Since then, they've had further chances. The Woodworkers denied them twice. Brad Yeoman's denied them twice. They have managed to keep just 2 clean sheets in their last 13 matches, Canberra Croatia. That was all last season, of course, though. Vucetic. Marco Yardrich. Again, looking for James as the outborn. Again, it's a cracker. And James can go at a backpedaling defence. Much as he likes here, Thomas James, and that's another top challenge from Efkapidis at the expense of a corner.
Well, before the game, you were talking about Sally Shippard at Canberra United pinging those long balls. They've been doing that all game. It's not a long ball. It's a pass, and they've been just pinging it left and right. Really, it's coming off so nicely.
That's it. A pass doesn't have to be a 2-yard square ball, does it? It can be a 40-yard ball to feet, or into space for someone to move into.
And they found pretty much every single one of them.
James with the latest corner. Delivers towards the far post. Well taken, Yeomans. Off the head of Colbertaldo. Parach Cullen was coming in as well. Kolbetits. Opportunities few and far between. Max Mottel. You're watching live Hahn Australia Cup qualifying from the nation's capital, brought to you by our sponsors: Allstate Towing, Electro Tinj, Deakin Club, Kitro Excavations, Rhythm Snowsports, Canberra PC Repair, LJ Hooker and Xela Constructions. Thanks to our sponsors for bringing you all of this cup coverage that we can. We'll have somewhere upwards of about 20 odd games this season, which is nearly all of them. Set piece opportunity. Now the Tall Timber can get involved for ANU. Max Mottel over it. Monty Grace has gone forward. Ethan Tudope is in there too. Nicholas Hope around about the penalty spot. Can Mottel find the right delivery? It's a floaty one. It's invited Brown to come. And the second attempt he has got there. Taken out of his hands in the first instance. Chance for Efkapidis. This cry from the bench was hit it. And now they might be in trouble. Vucetic, he's got Marko Jadric. There's a decision for Ryan to be made because Thomas James is in acres. It's Thomas James. The ricochet might come for Vucetic, who finds the bottom corner. The flag stays down. And Canberra Croatia have a third from one end to the other. A set piece to defend and a goal to their name.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. An opportunity for ANU to have a shot. And it just shows how clinical and how good this Croatia team are going forward. Jadric, the pass maybe a little bit too soft for James, who kind of just stood there with the ball again, really calm. Eventually found its way to Vucetic. Yeah, deservedly well ahead in this game.
And you looked across the line, there was a hint of offside at one stage, but I think the deflection perhaps took it into his path, and Vucetic made no mistake. And after 36 minutes, you have to think, well, this one might well be done and dusted already, Sam.
Yeah, it looked done or dusted fairly early. Unfortunately for ANU, have had some bright moments. Max Model showed some good feet to win that free kick up on the left-hand side just a few minutes ago. But yeah, not really many big opportunities. We mentioned the set pieces, but they haven't really made the most of them either. In saying that, they haven't had too many chances.
Monty Grace. Krug. Capedia's freed from the defensive duties to get forward. That's left Thomas James a chance to find Colbertaldo. Here goes Celia. Jadric for Vucetic. Riley Souza. Marko Jadric. And there goes Riley Souza. 3 to hit in the area. Second bite of the cherry from Souza as well. Third time's a charm, perhaps. Colbertaldo and Souza. And blocked.
Well, you wonder what the shot count's coming to for Croatia. It's seemingly one every 3 minutes or so. It's a very dominant performance.
Marko Jadric. So comfortable in possession. Not a bad looking ball. Dipped horribly for Yeomans. If you're an NPL fan, well, you've only got to wait till Sunday for the start of the season. Standalone match, Ugali versus Tigers FC. I'll be down in Griffith. Liam Warren will be joining me on comms for that one. 1:30 kickoff from the Solar Mad Stadium. Always a pleasure to go to Griffith, and a standalone game for round one. Then next weekend, well, it starts on Friday night at Strider Park, formerly known as the Riverside Stadium. The Battle of the Big Cats. Monero Panthers versus Tigers FC. Myself and Steve Forshaw to take you through that one. 7:45 kickoff. Here's Colbertaldo for Canberra Croatia, who goes down. No penalty, says Gareth Biggs.
Yeah, looked a soft one. Colbertaldo looked to go down pretty easy. Didn't see any contact with the feet. Could have been a bit of a shoulder-to-shoulder potentially, but yeah, didn't look enough for a penalty for me.
To include our NPL coverage, I'll come back to the other two games we're showing you next weekend with commentary in a moment. Thomas James, acres of room to pick out the cross. Struggling to clear it here, and the match on Saturday will bring you from O'Connor Enclosed. It's the small matter of the Chavapi Derby. First Croatian derby of the year, O'Connor Knights versus Canberra Croatia. And then on Sunday, really looking forward to this one. Down my neck of the woods as well. High Street Queanbeyan City versus Ugali in the very first NPL match for Queanbeyan City, and they are promising to put on a show for their first NPL encounter.
Yeah, that'll be really exciting to see NPL football at High Street. Should be a really good game.
The other game on Sunday, you can watch live on Canberra Football YouTube channel, is the champions, Gungahlin United, away at Tuggeranong United at Canberra 2. Be remiss not to mention the National Premier League Women's that gets underway next Saturday as well. With the small matter, well, the second game I should say, come back to it in a second. James tipping his way through. Colbertaldo blazed it over, should have been 4. Women's Premier League starts on Friday. Gungahlin United versus Canberra Croatia. You'll be on that one, won't you, at Gungahlin
Yes.
Enclosed? And then on Saturday, well, Belconnen United versus Canberra Olympic. Anyone? Kaylin Enclosed for that one. That is going to be massive in the Women's Premier League. 2 huge games to start. And, well, Madura, they've got a first start of the season against ANU as well. I think it's the first match of their Premier League era for Madura FC under David Roberto.
Doesn't really sound like there's a bad
It's
matchup
not a
in that
bad match,
opening
is
round.
it?
Yeah, it's
Because I'm sure that's ANU versus Madura, and that would mean it's West Canberra versus Tuggeranong Southside Derby to get us underway in the NPLW as well. And that's not even to go into what we've got in the CPL. What a weekend of football next week for you. But it all starts this Sunday, Ugali versus Tigers. Another free kick. Last time they had a free kick in this exact position, Canberra Croatia scored a third.
They did. It is almost exactly the same.
Let's see what Model can do. Same numbers up for ANU. Same kind of delivery. It might be a different result, though. Hooked away in the end. And here comes the break again. Ryan doesn't get there, or he does just about. And James has got Marko Jadric. His lightning about to strike twice here. Thomas James, Marko Jadric on the break. To curl one! Great save, Yeomans. It was almost deja vu. Super stop from the goalkeeper.
Wow. We said it's almost exactly the same. That almost materialised again. Really great shot from Jadric this time. Made a good decision to cut inside with ANU, getting some good amount of numbers back. Good save again from Yeomans. He's had some really impressive moments so far in the game.
He's been busy, but he's made some cracking stops.
He has.
He's got some work to do again here as time ticks down towards half-time. James to deliver. Away by Jude Hope. Picked up by Marko Jadric. Souza. Gerbischer. James dropping deep, pulling the strings. Another wonderful ball out here to Marko Jadric. Louis Ryan in front of him, and he digged it towards the far post. The Yeomans watched it all the way.
Well, they're desperate to give us a bit of deja vu. That was almost like Riley Sousa's goal, dropping in over Yeomans, but he held that one really well. Jadric has been really impressive off that. Looks to be a good player with good technique as well. Has a nice ball on him as well. Good shot.
Had a pre-match chat with Dina Greenwich yesterday just to see how he was going on, and he told me to watch out for Riley Sousa and Marko Jadric. Said they've been training very well. Well, you can see why.
Oh, yeah.
They're 100%. In tandem down here, aren't they?
They are. They've been the key threats for most of the game. Riley Sousa as well, a player who stepped up in the big moment for Croatia in the 23s grand final, took the winning penalty, so play with confidence to stand up in big games.
With Marco Gaia moving on, there is a vacancy in that left-back position, and Riley Sousa's making it his own at the moment.
He is.
Korpatit's trying to force his way through a crowded midfield. Colbertaldo can find space in a phone box, Daniel Colbertaldo. Good ball as well. Delivery in towards James. It came off Efkapides in the end. Nicky Jadric had made the forage down this left flank. And that throw out has presented it to Ceselia, who wants to go himself. Great anticipation from David Ceselia.
Yeah, great move. Really difficult one to actually get that one into that bottom corner, running onto that one. Bit of a straight run up, so difficult to angle it into the bottom left corner. But yeah, they're all over ANU at the moment. They'll be begging for half-time at this stage.
First mistake I've made of the season is not bringing my jacket up here. It's getting a bit cool. I might have to go and fetch that at half-time. How are you going in your shorts?
Pretty good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, Josh has got shorts on as well, cameraman tonight, but he's brought himself a pair of trackies, I think.
Smart.
Might be putting them on at half-time as the temperature's dropped. I'm told in Griffith on Sunday for the game it's going to be mid-30s.
Oh, no.
Which would be no good for my complexion. Must remember my hat and sun cream.
Slip, slop, slap.
Absolutely. And then some more.
Yes. For 30 degrees, yes.
Yeah. Plenty of fluids. Wonder how that's going to be for the players out there in the middle of Solar Mad. It's not the most shady of venues, is it? Very unforgiving.
No. Yeah, you really feel for the players in those situations. And you think of the players like in the A-League at the moment who play over summer. I don't know how they do that. Doesn't seem very healthy.
Better off where we are, my friends.
Yes.
Sparrow, Ceselia, closing stages of this first half. Efkapides steps in. Gibson's been on the periphery, as have most of the attackers for ANU. That's just been the nature of the game.
It's been difficult for them. It'll be difficult to kind of get into the game, having just not really touched the ball for much of it. They just got to make those moments when they get the ball count, really. And that'll be difficult knowing they're well off, kind of being level with Croatia.
Interesting halftime team talk forthcoming for Tom Crossley. And what he says to his beleaguered troops at the break. Because, I mean, whilst they've got to have a go at it, I guess, I mean, there's the danger that you might get ripped apart on the follow-through. There could be more.
Yes, it is a difficult one, especially given it's a knockout game and not really a league game where I guess goal difference doesn't really matter.
Krug to pop it forward all the way through to Sam Brown, who's dispensed with the cap as we enter first half injury time. And the jacket goes on for Sam Watson. James, I'm just jealous because mine's in the car, mate.
Yeah, I know you are.
Later.
I just wanted to flex it on you.
Thanks, well, you've done that.
Yeah.
That's definitely a Watson 1, Gibbs 0 in the coat stakes this year. Marko Jadric, is there one more before half-time? Well, for the first time, Marko Jadric's distribution has been a little bit too heavy. He is fuming with himself as Gareth Biggs brings us to half-time. Comprehensive, Sam Watson.
Yeah, there's no other word really. Dominant display from Croatia. From minute 1 to minute 45, they've just been so dominant. Going forward, the passing's been really crisp. They've been counter-attacking really effectively, and they've been clinical. Just complete dominance.
3 goals as well. Riley Souza in the second minute with a bit of a shanked cross. Daniel Sparrow at the end of a good move after 14, and then Keegan Vucetic with a third, placing it into the bottom corner 9 minutes before the interval. And that means Canberra Croatia, well, they're more than 1 foot into the quarterfinals at the moment. It would take an upset of miracle proportions for ANU to get back into this. But at half-time here at Deakin Stadium, it's Canberra Croatia 3, ANU 0. Welcome back to Deakin Stadium at halftime, Canberra, Croatia. Well, they've got 1 foot in the quarterfinals. Well, maybe 1 foot, 1 arm, 2 feet, 1 arm. Sam Watson's with me, Russ Gibbs, 3-0, Sam. And they are looking very, very good for it.
They are. And basing it off the first half performance, I don't see ANU scoring 3 goals, but it is the Cup. As you mentioned, they have to go for it. Despite the dominance of Croatia, it is, you know, they've had the break. Could we see a bit of a reset?
I'm wondering if we'll see any changes, to be honest. The bench, Nick Pradashina, Nikola Subasic, Daniel Subasic and Andy Rakic Jr. But we will call him Andy Rakic because Andy Rakic doesn't play anymore. So here as the coach.
They should sub him on.
Well, he's right here in front of us wearing the number 3 shirt. I think he's just out of his shot. Down in the dugout. Walking across. The coach-wise is Andy Rakic Sr. Not sure they made any changes at half-time, though. Canberra, Croatia. Same 11 as the first half. Thumb up from Andy Rakic. Same 11. Why would you change it? They've been that good, haven't they?
Yeah. Complete dominance in that first half, and you expect to see more of the same. Potentially, when you see games where it's a high-scoring first half from one team, they might take their foot off the gas a little bit. But if ANU can get an early goal, maybe, you never know, really. It's only 2 goals then.
Just looking at the ANU side. And I tell you what, doesn't look like they've made any changes either. For those of you at home who are listening to Jacket Watch, I did go and get my little jacket. It's not a big jacket, it's like a little Spain jacket. Josh has got his jacket on as well. This is a bit bigger than mine. You've got your jacket on too. You've got an old Kanga Cup on us then, mate. That's an old school one.
I know.
Where'd you get that one from?
I got it from like a Vinnie's.
Yeah, that's a really old Kanga Cup jacket.
It is. Yeah. It's quite warm as well. It's got the like fluffy bit in the middle. On the
fleece.
The
inline fleece. Tommy Crossley walking across in front of us. Well, I don't think ANU have made any changes either, looking at the team. What they want to do is change their luck defensively. Now that we've talked about our jackets.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone was dying to know.
Well, absolutely what we were wearing. Julian Korbetits with the first ball for ANU in the second half. They have scored 2 or more goals in 3 of their last 4 competitive matches they have played. Even though they've only just won 2 of those, ANU. So they have come in and they can do this. Between them, Jack Gibson and Hassan Al-Nawasi, who's not here anymore, scored 30 CPL goals. Jack Gibson's 18, 12 for Hassan, and 12 different players found the net in the CPL last season for ANU, 13 in all competitions, including the Cup.
Yeah, it's accounting for, I think, over half of their goals they scored last season, so it's really big contributions from those 2. It's definitely missed not to have Al-Nawasi still in the side. But Gibson's been very quiet so far, and that's due to the quality of Croatia going forward. They've been relentless.
Here they go at the start of the second half. Sweeping crossfield ball from Marko Jadric. Cushioned perfectly by Thomas James. Searching for that opening, but Efkapides has come more into it against him over the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes of the first half and the second beginning here.
Yeah, I think he's had a good game overall, Efkapides. He's had a really tough job in his hands, and he's standing up to the task well.
James with the first set piece of the second half for Canberra, Croatia. Swung out of play with this wind that's picking up a little bit across Deakin Stadium. Still a lovely evening. I don't want to say that we are having to rug up because it's freezing cold here. It's just that we've been used to some very warm temperatures in the daytimes.
We have.
Very un-Canberra-like.
Yes.
ANU playing out from defence. Yeomans has rather shanked that though, and as far as Vucetic. He thought about the effort, and then slides a wonderful ball to Thomas James, and he squeezed it past. Hooked over the crossbar defensively, Monty Grace. I think it might have been, in fact it was Nicholas Hope, my apologies, who scooped back to get it away.
Yeah, what a crucial touch from Nicholas Hope, and again, Keegan Vucetic is having such a good game. Killed that ball dead. Great technique as well to find James.
He's going to take this corner, Vucetic, into the area when it was met by Parac Cullen. Nodded it wide. Might be disappointed he didn't do better there, Jack Parac Cullen.
Yeah, good opportunity. Good ball again from Vucetic. Bit of a free header in the end. Pretty close to goal. Yeomans can watch it easily sail wide.
Not without a little bit of trepidation, I don't think. Came off Nicky Yardrich and fell for Marco Yardrich. Riley Souza. Monty Grace across. Awkward for Yeomans. Did well. Korbatic, lovely little midfield turn by him and his hope. And here's a chance for Jack Gibson to stretch his legs. Couldn't quite get in his stride. Otherwise, that might have been the first time we're going to see the express pace of Jack Gibson.
Yeah, we haven't really seen him in the game, and that was very close to breaking through. As I mentioned in the first half, there's plenty of room in behind if they can work the ball into those areas, and it's definitely an outball for them.
Sparrow's found James, and he's advancing forward, but the flag goes up very late indeed down this near side, and Thomas James is less than impressed.
Yeah, it's giving him the death stare with that one.
It's not the Champions League. We don't play until someone scores and check it on VAR. I think he was probably right. It looked marginal, didn't it? From where we looked slightly off.
Yeah.
I think they got the call right in the end.
I'm pretty sure I did see them setting up the VAR system when I walked in.
Who's on VAR? Declan Smith. Sat behind the goal there, on his lonesome to our left.
I think so.
For anyone at home, if you want to be on VAR and you see something, just text us, let us know. Michael Reed sent me a message. Thanks again for tuning in, Michael. Thought you'd have enough of me yabbering away on our England tour together.
Fair enough.
He can't get enough of it. He loves it. Loves his football. Reminder, you can watch his son Campbell replay for the Australia Schoolboys in Sydney on April the 21st. If you're in the area, well worth a look. The Aussie Schoolboy team had a pretty successful tour of the United Kingdom. A lot of Canberra influence on the Aussie Schoolboys over the years. Vucetic has come off the head of Efkapidis only as far as James. This is a dangerous situation. Saselia, oh, and he's cut across it.
Yeah, and look how high the right fullback is, Saselia. So much time as well. It's another kind of long diagonal ball that really finds its intended target really well. And just after ANU looked promising going forward, some good footwork from Gibson, but they couldn't quite break through that Canberra Croatia defence. And again, from one end to the other.
Brad Yeomans finds Efkapidis and Saselia high again. Mottle, the two number 7s collide. Korbatic has it back from Grace. Better that from ANU. Krug brought it down, but only into Daniel Colbertaldo. But quite the explosive start to the second half as it was to the first from Canberra Croatia.
No, it's a bit more calm. They're very happy to have a bit more possession, knock the ball around.
They've worked that out superbly, haven't they?
They have.
Saselia for James. Saselia's continued his run. Tudhope's had to go across to meet him. Delivery wasn't too bad. Grace calm, and as was Yeomans.
Wow. Yeah, very calm from Yeomans there. There's one for the highlight reel for him.
You might have wondered after 2 minutes, if you're Brad Yeomans, what kind of evening you're going to have, having been lobbed by a miscued cross shot from Riley Souza. But he's gone on to do quite well indeed, I think.
He has, and you got to applaud him to come back from a moment like that. Completely unexpected, not much he could do about it. Yeah, it showed good mentality from him.
Ryan finds Tudhope. Efkapidis allowed to get forward. And he's gone for something rather spectacular. I'm not sure that was what he was on his mind. I think he was looking for the on-rushing Nicholas Hope.
Yeah, I don't think so, but it had a nice shape to it. Bit more power, and that one could be curling into the top corner.
Marko Jadric looking for James again. Ball in towards Daniel Sparrow. James Marko Jadric is enjoying that cross-field ball to Thomas James, isn't he? He's played it so many times tonight.
And he's found pretty much all of them. It's been a very crisp display from Croatia. They've found the feet of their intended targets on most occasions.
Louis Ryan did brilliantly there to rob Marko Jadric. Jack Parach-Cullen a little bit too hefty on Jack Gibson. And backfields. There's a player down. I think it's Keegan Vucetic. Not sure what happened there.
No. Potentially coming together with one of the ANU players. Croatia have been really physical. Been throwing themselves into challenges. 100% committed.
Watching live football in the Australia Cup. Brought to you by our sponsors, Allstate Towing. Broken down or been in an accident? Give Allstate Towing a call, your 24/7 local trusted towing company. Electro Tinj proudly supporting the Capital Football Australia Cup qualifying rounds. Deakin Club, the family-friendly football club. Kitro Excavations for your excavation and earth-moving needs. Rhythm Snowsports Ignite the Stoke. Canberra PC Repair. IT's host. LJ Hooker for your real estate needs. Contact Lukas Cole at LJ Hooker and Xela Constructions. Commercial builders proudly supporting grassroots football. It's your Capital Football Hahn Australia Cup qualifying sponsors. Thomas James spins away. Couldn't quite find the pass he was looking for. Got a message from Danny Spelic. He can confirm from VAR on his couch that James was well onside.
Oh, so
well,
we
there
do
you
have
go.
VAR.
Yeah, thanks,
I
Danny
knew
Spelic. Danny Spelic, who's a massive Canberra Croatia member, supporter. Used to work with the club on the board too. Enjoying his fishing a lot now, Danny Spelic. So completely unbiased viewpoint, of course.
Also completely unbiased.
100% is.
Like when they didn't give that penalty for Everton against Man United.
100% never a penalty.
Okay.
Such a dive by Ashley Young.
Okay.
Max Mottle's been caught by Colbertaldo here. There's no foul called. Al Moore. Hope. Well, everyone stopped for a minute as Max Mottle was limping away.
Yeah, bit of a weird one. And you've got Croatia penned in their own half after that incident. Yeah, didn't show a lot of intensity to get the ball forward.
Jacob Hart wearing number 10 and Max Rawlinson wearing number 22 might be joining us shortly. Jadric finds Vucetic. Thomas James this time has stayed onside. Winter Sparrow instead, and Efkapidis can tidy up. There's Brad Yeomans.
There he is
Stick
again.
him in at centre back, honestly. Nick Pradajina is going to come on as well for Canberra Croatia. Good flick on by Moore. And he'll chase down Sam Brown here. Parach-Cullen under pressure from Gibson.
Yeah, Parach-Cullen did well in the end, but that flick on from Moore, you're right, was really good. I feel like they should utilise that more because that was a good opportunity for ANU to unlock that Croatia defence.
The attack was broken down by Nicky Jadric. Now Cecilia can find Thomas James. Cecilia again. We're going to get a couple of Canberra Croatia changes here. Well, Nicholas Subasic has been told to sit back down for the moment. Nick Pradajina is coming on for Thomas James, I think. You can be pleased with what he's done. You see off Thomas James and you get Nick Pradajina on here. He scored 8 goals in 9 starts last year. Hey, it's not bad, is it?
It's okay.
14 appearances off the bench for Nicky Pradajina last year. Super sub he was. He generally scored when he came on.
Yeah. Just a testament to the quality of the depth in this team.
Vucetic to send it in. Pradajina almost got his first touch. Straight away. Riley Souza. Matt Gerbischer, who's had a very comfortable return to competitive football. That's some ball again to find Marko Jadric, who's twisted away from Ryan, who, if this is penalised, is probably going to see yellow.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
Yeah, one of many good long balls again from Croatia. And again, Jadric, lovely touch and really skillful, has really good feet, wins a foul. Got away from 2 challenges there, had no choice but to bring him down, otherwise he would have been away. Set piece opportunity for Croatia.
Just before the hour mark, Keegan Vucetic over the set piece. A line of Canberra Croatia shirts: Sparrow, Parac Cullen, Cesalia, Colbertaldo, Pradagina. Both Jadric's positioned just outside the box. Vucetic went for goal. Second bite of the cherry, and that's charged down as well. Not his best moment of the night, Vucetic.
Yeah, he's shown plenty of moments of technical quality. Not on that occasion, though. He can be afforded one slip up, though.
Cesalia tried to play a first time, beat himself, and then finds Pradagina. And it's going to come for Jadric. And it scuffed his shot wide. Well, get your pen ready, because here comes changes. Riley Souza, I think, for Niki Subasic is the first one. And the competitive Canberra Croatia debut for Riley Souza. Max Rawlinson and Jacob Hart are coming on for Alex Efkapidis in the first instance, and Louis Ryan. So both fullbacks replaced.
Yeah, good performance from Efkapidis today, particularly at fullback. Had a difficult task up against James, and good showing as well from Riley Souza. More to come from him this season after that goal, particularly as well.
Gareth Biggs in the same boat that we were in, trying to figure out who's gone on and who's come off when you make 3 changes so quickly. So I think it's like for most of them, isn't it? Rawlinson on this near side, Hart on the far. Well, Hart, in fact, has gone up front, my apologies. Niki Subasic, meanwhile, is over on that left flank where Riley Souza was. Jacob Hart goes in the front 3. Jack Gibson down the middle. Al Moore into the defensive role. Chance for Gibson to chase. Went through Parac Cullen to get there.
Yeah, Gibson not happy about that one. You can see why. I think Parac Cullen's going down a little bit easy, but again, running at that pace, fair enough. So
Niki Jadric. Parac Cullen. Vucetic wanted to get there, but that's well read by Korbetits, and here's a chance for Hart. The flag goes up against Max Mottel.
yeah, not quite clicking for ANU. They have had chances to kind of break through that Croatia defence. They just haven't really been able to find those passes, connect them in the end.
Ugali already made their way into the quarterfinals of the local competition. That was round 5 of the Hahn Australia Cup qualifying. Canberra Croatia not far away from joining them, about half an hour, unless something remarkable happens. And you have to say it hasn't looked likely. Marko Jadric tidied up by Nicholas Hope. But for Brad Yeomans, it might have been a few more.
Yeah, definitely one of the players in ANU who can hold their heads up high after this performance. I mean, that one in the first half where it was kind of point-blank range and he reached out to stop the ball going in was one of the best saves you'll see all season, really. And
yeah, the Colbertaldo one.
Colbertaldo one as well.
Yeah, the Jadric curler.
Yeah, take your pick.
Vucetic. Subasic, first chance for Niki Subasic to get involved, and here's Keegan Vucetic. Clean pair of heels, not the finish he needed. Rather stabbed at it, didn't he? Not much conviction there from Keegan Vucetic.
Yeah, good first involvement though for Subasic. Yeah, Vucetic needs to do better there. Could have a hat-trick really today. He's put in a really good performance. But just in that one there, through on goal, I think the on-rushing ANU defender kind of put him off a little bit. Just the first touch, bit too far ahead of him potentially. Yeah, needed to finish that one off though.
Last Canberra Croatia played a Gidda hat-trick was at this venue. It was Daniel Balac in the 25th of August last year. A 3-2 win over Canberra Olympic. King of Vucetic denied by the goalkeeper, denied by the crossbar. Has found the net once though. Krug thought about it. Ambitious. Would have been something special to beat Sam Brown from, what, 40 yards?
He looks a tidy player though, Krug, in that midfield. You wouldn't put it past him to be able to pull a shot off like that. But from that distance, yeah. Unlikely.
Well, Tom Crosley's team have got bigger fish to fry, of course. They would have seen this as a free shot to try and knock off a Premier League giant and make their way through on a cup upset, but the CPL is where it's at for them this year. Flag goes up against Marko Jadric. One of a raft of clubs that will be looking for promotion.
Yeah, it should be a really exciting competition this season. Especially the fact that they're only 2 points off first place. Yeah, you've got to think they'll be gunning for promotion.
Well, consider they were 2 points off of Queanbeyan City, and then you've got Canberra Olympic and Belconnen that have both recruited rather heavily to try and return to the Premier League. It's going to be an interesting competition. 21 rounds of it, of course. It's a good ball that from Mottle Rawlinson. First chance to see him in an attacking sense, and he's done really well. Still going, Rawlinson, beautifully done, but couldn't quite find the pass he needed. And now the break might be on again. Cole Bataldo, Daniel Sparrow will chase. Monty Grace trying to see him off. Brad Yeomans, well, he's come a mile out. Told you he was a sweeper.
There he is again. It's the third time where he's shown composure and almost Manuel Neuer-like. Manuel Neuer of Canberra, potentially.
Looks like he's got a better beard, though.
Yes, yes.
Cole Bataldo, Rawlinson in the way.
I don't think Neuer ever had a beard, did he?
Not in the slightest, I don't think.
That's why he looks so young.
Absolutely. Unit of a goalkeeper, though, isn't he, Manuel Neuer? Korbetitz, who's been tidy as well. You can see why they're going to cause some problems to teams in the CPL.
Yeah.
It's been flashes.
There has been. Individually, they're all really quality players as well. Mottle has shown some good moments as well on this side. Just haven't really been able to link up as a team to date.
Maybe they can now with Hart and Rawlinson snuffed out by Pratashina. Good defensive work by him. Another substitution forthcoming. I think Jack Gibson, his evening might be over. And Zach Chadwick will replace him. Is it a double change? It is. Andre Oliveira is coming on.
Yeah, Gibson looks pretty shattered. Difficult game for him up front. Not too much to kind of play with in that final third. Difficult night for him.
Andre Oliveira replacing Nicholas Hope. Max Mottle. Yeah, good challenge that.
Good performance from Hope too. We highlighted that block on the line as well in the first half. Key moment for ANU. Just did really well to deny the goal opportunity for Croatia.
Oliveira looking for Hart, but Nicky Jadric been robbed by Hart. I was going to say, he's barely put a foot wrong, Nicky Jadric, and then gets robbed. Good toe in from Jacob Hart from the substitutes. Nicky Jadric loves the touch of the football, doesn't he? The number 6 wearing the number 12. Happy just to have it whenever you want to give it to him.
Yeah.
And help it on its way.
Exactly what you want from a midfielder. Someone who's always available. And as you mentioned, he's been hitting those diagonals and long balls so perfectly in the game.
Vucetic, Cole Bataldo, Nicky Jadric, Cecilia. Pradagino thought about taking on Rawlinson. Stood up well to him there, Max Rawlinson. Sam Brown, who's not really had a shot to save, has he?
Not really.
Pradagina looking to steal in and take on Rawlinson. Doesn't need a second invitation usually, Pradajina, but can't force his way. Good defending that, Rawlinson. Stood his ground.
Yeah, really good. Rawlinson, a really tricky player as well, but Rawlinson, as you mentioned, stood his ground, didn't commit to anything. Great defending.
Oliveira. Mottles asked Hart to chase. Gerbish is watching it all the way. It will be a Canberra Croatia ball. Touch from Cole Bataldo. Vucetic fully recovered from whatever was ailing him in the far corner earlier.
Yeah. Looks to be moving freely, which is good for Croatia, as you mentioned. It's become an established member of their team.
Niki Subasic hasn't scored a senior goal in the NPL, which is surprising because he scores so many in futsal and he has got a thunderbolt of a shot. I'm sure that this season that will change.
Yeah. And you look at how high he is now, how high Croatia are playing in general. Only 2 players back.
Grace came in and Gerbish sends that one into the park. And Andre Oliveira wasn't happy with the challenge. Matt Gerbish immediately with the apology. Nothing wrong with that. That was just a bit firm.
Nah, I think it was just a follow through of the clearance from Gerbish.
Hart. Well, Cecilia will probably see yellow here. Not that I'm doing Gareth Biggs' job for him, but
I think you are.
Would have been very surprising if he'd not pulled the card out, do you not think?
No, I think it was a clear yellow in that situation. Shirt pulls a generally a yellow card.
And having given one for Louis Ryan for exactly the same thing 5 minutes ago or so.
Yeah. Yeah, good refereeing from Gareth Biggs. Always good when a referee's consistent, and he's been that tonight.
And he will be the man in the middle in Griffith on Sunday at Solomon Stadium, 1:30 for Ugali versus Tigers FC. Myself and Liam Warren. Always a pleasure to commentate with Liam Warren down there. The font of all knowledge of everything sporting-wise in Griffith and the surrounding area. Local journo. Andre Oliveira over this free kick. What does he fancy? Well, he has a go off the head of Gerbish. Not short on confidence, is he, Andre Oliveira?
No, he looked very confident as he stepped up for that one. Really difficult angle as well, but it was a good technique. Looked to be kind of dipping. Would have been difficult for goalkeeper Sam Brown for Croatia.
He'll be over this set piece as well, Oliveira, into the final 20 minutes of the contest. Ball swung in well, and the header goal was Mottles. Wasn't far away.
Yeah,
best moments.
Yeah, arguably the best moment for ANU in the game. And Motto would have been a deserving goal scorer. He's had some really good flashes going forward. It's been a better second half from them. They've shown, good resilience despite the scoreline to shut out Croatia.
Well, the catalogue of chances that were coming, well, every minute or enough, or every couple of minutes, have really dried up in this second half, and that's a credit to ANU.
It is. You'd forgive them for almost throwing in the towel. It's a knockout game. Goal difference doesn't really matter, but no, they've stuck to their game plan and they've defended really well.
For Canberra Croatia, the job was done a long time ago.
Yes.
Arguably, as soon as Riley Sousa's cross shot dropped into the net, but definitely when Daniel Sparrow swept home the second.
Yeah.
And almost certainly when the third went in.
It was a 45-minute wave of pressure, really, from Croatia. Really impressive first half, and as we were saying, sets them up really well for the season.
Well, they've got a reasonably difficult opening game, haven't they, away at O'Connor Knights? I'm sure that will be well worth a watch. Myself and Ian Worthington will be taking you through that one on Saturday, the 5th of April. Niki Jadric, Cecilia, Pradajina, lovely touch that is. Cecilia's got half a yard. Well covered though by Rawlinson. Cobertaldo. Niki Jadric wide. Subasic. Marko Jadric. Bit of keep ball for Croatia. Cobertaldo. Gerbish. Cecilia once more. Just taking the sting out of any hopes that ANU might have had of an unlikely comeback.
Yeah, really professional display here from Croatia. We saw ANU with a lot of possession in the first half. Croatia kind of were having to sit back and hit on the counter-attack. bit of a different story here. They've got the lead. They're defending it well, and they're managing the game effectively.
They're working this beautifully. Here's Marko Jardric to send it over. I was about to say, if they could have turned this in, we'd have had to wind the video back and seen how many passes there were in that move. Every single player in red out there is confident on the football.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't put it past them to score a goal like that in this game, especially in the second half when they've had more possession. Those ones are always really enjoyable, the passing move from one end to the other.
Quarter of an hour to go. You're watching live Australia Cup football in the Hahn Australia Cup qualifying, brought to you by our Capital Football qualifying sponsors: All-State Towing, Electro Tinj, Deakin Club, Kitro Excavations, Rhythm Snowsports, Canberra PC Repair, LJ Hooker and Xela Construction. Thanks to our sponsors. You'll see them across your screen all throughout our Cup coverage. Women's Federation Cup coverage will start in late April. We were hoping yesterday to have been at a game, but White Eagles were forced to forfeit their match against Madura, which put Madura into the quarterfinals, where they will first spell Colin United. So first Federation Cup game for Madura. Doesn't get much harder than the 3 times champions.
No, it doesn't. Bit unlucky with that draw, but yeah, if they're going to kind of get exposed to NPL football, may as well get exposed to the best, get adjusted early, I suppose.
Yeah, 22nd of April, they'll have had a few league games under their belt by then.
Yeah.
We'll be bringing you that game live on Bar TV, not Bar TV anymore, Capital Football YouTube. Ball played forward, there's a faux pas. I won't say that for a few times, just been with them for so long.
Oh no, Ross.
Yeah. Capital Football YouTube channel, of course, all your action this year. Courtesy of Liger and Double Take. Josh doesn't look particularly cold now. He's got his jacket on. He's happy. You're happy as well?
Yeah. It's nice conditions for a game. Night games are always nice. No storms, no lightning, nothing like that.
Well, it's probably to come at some stage this year, isn't it? And it's bound to be cold. That's Rawlinson and Mottle. Good ball in from Mottle too. Well defended by Parach Cullen. Well, only the most staunch Canberra Croatia supporters, and obviously Dina Greenwich and his coaching staff will probably begrudge ANU a goal. We certainly wouldn't. Mottle lifts it towards the far post. Good header from Gudabisha. Krug looking to return it. Good ball in as well. Comes for Hart. There's a big swing and a miss in the middle, and now the break is on, and it's 2 against 1. And Keegan Vucetic can break forward for Daniel Sparrow to seal it. Sparrow at the double. And Canberra Croatia have 4. And not for the first time tonight. They have gone from one end to the other in the proverbial blink of the eye.
Yeah, another lightning counter-attack from Canberra Croatia. They've done it before in the game. They'll do it again. So good at counter-attacking. And what a finish again from Sparrow. Another predatory kind of finish from him. And capping off a really great and dominant display from Canberra Croatia.
Beautifully picked out by Keegan Vucetic. The first touch opened it up, and the second, well, it was ending up nowhere else but the back of the ANU net. And they have been ruthless in transition.
They have. It's so impressive. And you've seen when Croatia have had some set pieces, ANU trying to counter-attack. Just shows how difficult it is, but Croatia make it look so easy. Connecting those passes right when they need to.
Just under a quarter of an hour to go at Deakin Stadium, and Canberra Croatia are cruising. Zach Chadwick had gone forwards. He was the one that took the air swing before it came to Hart. Rawlinson's offside, and they just did not have the numbers back. And at this stage of a cup tie, Sam, you can't begrudge them that, aren't you? They may as well go looking.
Yeah.
They may get caught again before the end, of course.
They might do. Yeah, may as well have a go. They have got closer to goal in this second half. There was that opportunity early on, which we didn't really get time to discuss. The cross from, I think it was Muttle. It's a really good ball. Headed away by Gerbischer, though, I think.
Yeah, it was Krug's ball back in, wasn't
Krug's
it?
ball as well.
And Chadwick,
yeah.
Chadwick missed it.
Yeah.
Hart couldn't get the shot away, and then all of a sudden, 3 passes later, it's in the back of your net.
It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah. How's your luck? Well, as you said, it was 1 ball out.
Yeah.
A couple of touches from Vucetic, 2 touches from Sparrow.
Yeah.
4-0. Vucetic looking to slide one in behind the back. Rawlinson was there. What's Yeoman's got for us now? more prosaic.
He's just building up his highlight reel, I think.
Absolutely. Here he goes again. Clip ball out for Tude Hope. Doesn't mind a touch of the football.
No, he doesn't.
Mind you, goalkeepers in this day and age need to be able to play with their feet. Bright Cullen. Nicky Yardrich. Sparrow. Pradesina. Colbertaldo. Canberra Croatia comfortable. Lewis Dobbin is about to come on.
The namesake of a Everton, or a former Everton player, English footballer.
We don't think it's the same person, do we?
Could be. If it changed absolutely everything about him. But yeah, I don't think Lewis Dobbin from English football would start for ANU, to be honest.
He's an Everton player, won't get in the ANU team, mate.
Okay.
He's Yardrich. Can't say that about Everton now, they're playing all right.
Yeah, thank you.
Pradesina. Colbertaldo. Vucetic. We're going to see young Andy Rakic as well from Canberra, Croatia. 1 appearance in the NPL off the bench for the youngster. This might be a debut season for him. Here's Subasic driving forward. Couldn't quite find Yardrich. Now the break might be on for Grace to find Mottle. Ball out of play, so here we go again. Changes. Andy Rakic is going to come on, I think, for Daniel Colbertaldo. And we're going to see Lewis Dobbin, a centre-back or a centre midfielder by trade. Just Grace coming off.
Just to confirm, Lewis Dobbin plays for Norwich in England. So maybe it's just a one-game loan here.
It's a one-game loan.
Yeah.
This will cup time, won't it?
Yeah, I think so. He's played 10 games for them, 2 goals. Quick trip over to Australia to play in the Australia Cup qualifying.
Welcome to the field, Lewis Dobbin. That's some obscure football knowledge there, but that's being an Everton fan, you'd remember Lewis Dobbin. How many times did Lewis Dobbin play for Everton, mate?
He played a little bit last season, but that's because our squad was really poor. He actually scored a goal against Chelsea.
Well, it's been robbed here momentarily by Yardrich. I like him already if he scored against Chelsea. Then he got to move from Everton to a big club.
He did.
To Norwich.
The mighty Norwich.
The Canaries.
The Yo-Yo Club.
Rawlinson. Well, this Lewis Dobbin has come on at Deakin Stadium. Tude Hope. Hart. Being to it by Pradesina, and then adjudged to a foul. Nicholas Pradesina into the final 8 minutes. It's good to have football back, though, isn't it, in a competitive way as well here at Deakin Stadium.
It is. Such a nice setting for the game. It's the good thing about these NPL games as well. This ground's a great one. So much history as well.
Daniel Sparrow. Rawlinson. Tude Hope needs to be careful here. He's done well. Rawlinson almost turned into trouble. He's got himself out of it. And then he's run into Yardrich and conceded the free kick. It was never really under control, that, for Max Rawlinson, was it?
No, it was a little bit scrappy from ANU, just kind of trying to bulldoze their way out of that back line. And Croatia, to their credit, haven't really stopped pressing in that final third. They've been full of energy the whole game, led by Sparrow up top.
Pradžina. Rakic. Cecilia. Sparrow. He's the one on a hat-trick at the moment.
Yeah, Max Green won't be happy watching him tuck away that second goal.
I'm telling you now, Max Green's not getting in the team, mate. Daniel Sparrow is the centre forwards. Great options to have, isn't it?
It is.
Mentioned the guys that weren't here before as well. I should shout out Tony Spaseski, who has got an injury to one of his toes that's causing him real problems at the moment. So we're hoping that he can fix that up sooner rather than later.
Yeah, toe injuries are never a nice one.
Because you never get the chance to rest them, do you?
No.
Unless you can just sit there for a week with your feet up, and I don't know anyone that can do that.
It probably feels a bit awkward as well because there's such a small area of the body as well, but it's such a significant one, which is probably really frustrating.
I'm sure he's watching on tonight. That's a good ball forwards. Flag went up against Chadwick.
Lovely control, though, off the chest.
Zach Chadwick will fit right in at this ANU team. Look at the size of him as well.
Yeah, I know.
Don't know what's in the university canteen.
I've been there before and it didn't really help me grow, so I don't know. Maybe it's just for this group only.
Just for first grade footballers at ANU?
Yeah.
Mottle. Krug. Pradžina came across to meet him. Mottle has it back. Rawlinson. Dobbin. Here's Monty Grace.
Yeah, a bit of a sustained period of possession for ANU. I think they'd be happy with maybe a goal, bit of a positive end to the game, something to take away for the start of the CPL season.
Thought Monty Grace had gone off. It was, of course, Al Moore who had made way. Free kick for ANU with under 5 minutes to play. Rawlinson to take. They have committed plenty into this attack. It's come off of Chadwick. Brown's tried to keep it in. He hasn't. It will be a corner. I wonder how many they'll commit to this, considering what's happened off the last couple of times they've had set pieces for ANU.
They must be rolling their eyes that they've won another set piece. They know what's coming.
Well, all bar two at the moment, in and around the area. Swung into the penalty box. Grace won the header. Couldn't direct it goalwards. Should mention Al Moore, who came off earlier. Ran his socks off, didn't he? And he didn't get much luck or any joy leading the line, and then he was put out wide for a bit, and then he ran hard again. Put in a real shift tonight.
He did. It's a credit to the ANU team as well. As more, they put in a lot of effort, but really difficult when they're not able to connect those passes, when at times they haven't had possession of the ball, especially for the front players, the likes of Moore and Gibson. They just have to keep running and hope a chance comes their way. Then all the pressure's on them to make the most of it. Difficult job.
No doubt down in the CPL they will cause problems to some of the opposition they play this year, as they most often do. But the step up in quality has just been a little bit too much for ANU tonight. And they'll be the first to admit that as well. A new look, Canberra Croatia, in terms of some of the personnel. A little bit younger in outlook. Very mobile, though.
They've played some nice football as well, so plenty of positives to take away.
Vucetic looking to put Pradžina in behind, and he's got half a yard on Rawlinson here. Pradžina, has he got the ability to finish? Well, he did, but Yeomans was equal to it. And Dobbin will clear.
Wow, what a ball from Vucetic. We've seen some great balls from him throughout the game, and that one's the top of the lot. Outstanding pass to find Pradžina, who did really well up against Rawlinson, but couldn't kind of direct that ball further wide to put in the back of the net. Difficult one, though.
Rampaging from Subasic. And still going. And still. And winning a corner for Croatia. Good covering defence. from ANU. I think it might have been Oliveira who tracked all the way back with him.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, Subasic wants that goal.
He's got his work cut out to force his way into this squad as well, hasn't he? Was with Canberra Olympic last year, part of their squad that was relegated to the CPL. Something he will want to forget as well. Joins a club where both his brothers are at. Daniel Subasic is in the team. Cristiano Subasic as well in the NPL setup. There is another Subasic as well. Plays in the social competition in the state league.
In the best leagues.
The community leagues, I believe we call them now.
That's where it's at. That's the best football.
Here goes Yardrich. Can he clip one into the area? I was looking for the run of Subasic. Wasn't to be, and Yeomans will send it away. 90-odd seconds plus stoppage time to go. Can't imagine there'll be too much of it. Chadwick's layoff was only as far as Vucetic.
Yeah, haven't been too many stoppages. It's been a really good watch, actually. Really free-flowing football.
But even though it's been fairly one-sided in terms of the scoreboard, it has been, as you say, a watchable contest.
It has.
Chadwick.
The quality has been really good.
Good touch from Chadwick. Can't find Krug. Nicky Yardrich for Marco Yardrich. Sparrow. The return ball wasn't quite on. Tougher tests to come for Canberra Croatia. Starting with O'Connor in the league. But they'll be relatively pleased with what they've done tonight. Job very much accomplished in terms of progression, which is what they came here wanting. It's not about performances in cup football, is it, Sam? It's about just getting the job done and getting through.
That's it. That's it. That's the most important thing. Definitely what Croatia have done today.
Arguably the most important competition in the area, the Australia Cup qualifying. It gets you onto that natural stage, gets you the exposure, gets you the opportunity, as we saw last year, to play an A-League team.
Yeah, it's massive. It's massive for the city of Canberra. We saw last year as well, the players being able to use the facilities at GIO Stadium and everything like that, which is always a memorable moment for players, especially who have played the whole careers in the NPL.
Yeah, it's brilliant from O'Connor Knights to be able to get that across the line. Is there something more here for Canberra Croatia before it ends? Vucetic. Yardrich sweeps it to Cesalia. Wants the 1-2 with Pradajina, and he's going to get there again. Cesalia. Sparrow was busting a gut even at this late stage, even at 4-0.
Yeah.
To try and seal it.
Great to see from Sparrow. Credit to ANU as well, who have really grown as a defensive unit throughout the game. They made it really difficult for Croatia, particularly in this second half.
We've had a minute of stoppage time gone. There can't be much left. And Matt Gerbischer howitzer. Haven't seen one of them for a while. It's going to come for Yardrich. That's a brilliant block by Grace. Otherwise it would have been 5. Not even sure Yeomans at his best would have been able to keep that out.
No. He would have loved a goal, Yardrich, as well. He's gone close on a few occasions, particularly in that first half.
Subasic back for Brown. Vucetic. Tudhope for company. There's a chance for Ethan Tudhope. He's got a couple of runners. Can't lift it over their head. Well, Nicky Yardrich for Andre Oliveira. Now Nicky Subasic loves the burst forward. He's got options either side. Chooses Sparrow. Pradajina, great hit, good save Yeomans. It's loose for Yardrich, underside of the bar and away. Marko Yardrich couldn't make it 5. It's still not away yet. Rakic wins it back. Strike from Nicky Yardrich. And Marko Yardrich will feel with almost the last kick of the game, Sam Watson, that he might and probably should have scored. But Yeomans with another cracking stop, and that pretty much, in a nutshell, summed up the tie.
Yeah, another great stop from Yeomans. Hits the crossbar again for a third time for Croatia. It could have been a lot more than 4, but again, as I mentioned, better second half display from ANU. Been really good defensively and showing great mentality to kind of still be in the game despite being completely out of it after the first half storm they weathered, really, from Croatia.
Much better second half for Canberra Croatia. Thank you for joining us, Sam Watson. We'll hear you on Friday, the 4th of April. Gungallioti versus Canberra Croatia, same time as I'm over at the Riverside. Well, Strider Park, as it's called now, for the Panthers Tigers. So 2 huge games for us to watch. I tell you what you should do is put them on 2 screens, watch them both at once.
I like the sound of that.
On the Capital Football YouTube. Thanks for joining us, Sam Watson. Thanks for Josh on camera again tonight. Brilliant stuff from him as well. Deakin Stadium has seen Canberra Croatia take a step into the quarterfinals of the qualifying competition here in Canberra. Riley Souza opened the scoring very early on with a cross shot. Daniel Sparrow made it 2 after a quarter of an hour. He would get a 4th in the second half with 14 minutes to play. In between times, Keegan Vucetic scored. They hit the bar 3 times. Brad Yeomans in the goal made 4 or 5 brilliant saves as well. But in the end, Canberra Croatia worthy of a place in the last 8. It's finished here at Deakin Stadium. Canberra Croatia 4, ANU 0.